These two guitars have a secret. They're manufactured for a major retailer to be an in-house brand, to be more profitable to the retailer, but also budget friendly to the consumer. In other words, this is no different than Costco selling Kirkland. However, in this price category, which is pretty crazy, this top guitar is $99 and this bottom guitar is $199. There's still a lot of brands in those price points. So the question today is, are these guitars as good as some of my favorite brand name guitars at that same price point? So what are these guitars? Well, these guitars are Mitchell guitars. Mitchell is a brand owned by Guitar Center. Guitar Center sent these guitars out, and we're gonna let them sit for a few weeks, and then we're gonna go through them, play them, and then we'll do the geeky stuff. So this is the Motion Series D150 acoustic guitar. Spruce top, so it's laminate, because it would say solid, plus I can see from the side. So laminate spruce top, sapele back and sides, which is also gonna be laminate. Comfort carve neck shape, deluxe high ratio tuning keys. Oh, 18-1, that's legit. It's designed in the USA, but it happened to be manufactured in China. Go figure. I always feel like that's just one time I want designed in China, made in USA. See how that goes. Interesting gloss, top gloss back and sides, satin neck. The neck carve is nice. The action looks high, but okay, we need to tune it up. This guitar comes in at $199. It's not bad, except for this is unplayable at this action. So they gave us a Allen wrench. It's 4mm. If you only own one Allen wrench, it should be a 4mm. Actually, you should own a bunch, but this is gonna be the most common. Dual action truss rod. So what that means is that when we go one way, it's going to tighten the truss rod, make the neck straight. When we go the other way, it's going to loosen the truss rod, and then eventually get to a point where it feels like it's tightened again, but now what it's doing is it's going to make the neck go forward. Let's see where we're at. We are at 2.25mm. Might even want to call it 2.5. Call it 2.5mm off the 12th fret. So, I mean, I can see where a lot of players would want that a little lower, just a little bit, and get it down 2mm. So to do that, you would have to sand the bridge down a little bit. I don't know what I would expect to pay for it. I don't think I would say much less than $199. I mean, that's gonna be tough. Let's take a look at this. So a couple things. We have binding on the front and the back of the guitar. So we have a multi-ply binding. Of course, this is a multi-piece neck with a scarf joint right there. Those are 18-to-1 ratio tuning keys. And then your side of your neck is bound. The neck is small. It definitely feels like it was modeled after a Martin guitar. The nut is like a Corian or like a Tusk material. It comes in 3 colors. It comes in this natural, comes in black, and it comes in essentially a burst color. It has an X-brace system, 25-inch scale length from here, fingerboard radius, 12.5. The bridge says Purple Heart. So I want to get up close real quick and show you a couple things that are big changes in the industry, not just to this specific guitar, this model, but to all acoustic guitars and then eventually electric guitars that are affordable. The first thing I want to show you is the fretboard. The fretboard is listed as being called HPL, which is a high pressure laminate. It's a fretboard that is made from layers of paper or wood fibers combined with a resin and then compressed under high pressure into making a man-made material. However, the bridge says it's Purple Heart, but really what it is it's roasted Purple Heart. That's how they're getting it to look like ebony. And it looks really cool because it has like purple from the Purple Heart in the grain. But this is going to be what you're going to see more and more of instead of ebony is just roasted Purple Heart. And it's because it's more obtainable, therefore less expensive to get your hands on. And I think this is what you're going to see in all price point friendly guitars coming forward, but it's going to start working its way through all guitars in the future. The saddle is compensated synthetic bone, again, like tusk material. The nut width is 1.69 inch. It does not come with a gig bag or a case. Let's check all the notes to see if there's any bad frets or high frets. Here we go. Okay, no high frets. I like it. Let's check the sock test. Okay, so if you're starting out on guitar and you're gonna get one of these, how is that gonna bode for your hand? Well, let's see. And a little bit there, you can hear it, right? Okay, let's do that. Switch over here. Looking at that, you can see that's obviously like a 3 out of 5. So 3 means that your hand will feel some of the frets sometimes, or you might feel a light amount of scratching on your hand. This is a zone, okay? Let's try this. Go this side. Same as this side, especially at this angle. And probably a little less so on the bass side. That's a 3. So one way to take care of these fret ends is very simple. It just involves some really inexpensive tools that anyone can get their hands on or may even have in the house. Painter's tape, but you can use just anything that's not going to mar the finish. And essentially all you want to do is use a piece and cover this spot right here and do the other side as well. And again, that's just so we don't damage this finish. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen just the low E and the high E strings. Let's take a piece of painter's tape and just like that. And again, okay. And now what you've done is you've gotten the strings far away from the edge. And then what we're gonna take is this 4-step nail file and buffer boards. You can get a 20 pack for $9.95. It's important that you get the 4-step ones and that they really have the fine grades. I'll leave a link in the description down to the Amazon page so you know exactly which ones. It's got a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I recommend you stay away from step 1. Step 1's gonna be pretty aggressive. You can use it. Don't be afraid, but I like to start at step 2. So starting at step 2, you're just gonna go ahead and add an angle, right? Just tilt like so, tilt it at an angle. And just don't worry about the fretboard edge. This is again, this is, as much as this is sanding, this is also buffing. So again, you just don't wanna come over to the top and scratch the top of the frets. Just do this for the side. Okay, we're gonna go to step 3, which is this blue part here. And again, get that. And what's nice is you can even come in at an angle and hit the sides a little bit. And even if you have to go back, you can use the number 2 and use your finger just to feel around. Again, you're feeling for those barbs where these frets have now poked out. Then when you're finally done, and I'd wait till absolute last, you use step 4, which is gonna be about a 12,000 to 8,000 grit. It's gonna be, at this point, just buffing. So now what I wanna do is you go ahead and remove this piece of tape, put the string back. We'll go ahead and we'll get a new sock. And we'll see what that did. Here we go, ready? Okay. And there you go. So that's a 5 out of 5. Let's do that. And maybe that little mark right there. Maybe that. Right? Maybe that. But other than that, I'm going to give that a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5. So, Guitar Center, what do I think of their $199 Mitchell Motion Series D150 NT? I think this is good. But if you're just buying online, I'd highly consider checking out at the Guitar Center website the Yamaha F335 acoustic guitar in natural. It's $20 more, but it's a really good guitar, and you can always go on Guitar Center used and check out the used selection. Also, if you're looking for something in the same price range, I gotta tell you that the Fender CD60 at $199 is still a great buy. Comes in 3 colors as well, and both these guitars are great playing and sounding instruments. However, I gotta tell you, if you physically go in the Guitar Center, definitely try this Mitchell out because that neck is very, very comfortable. The neck is the winner. Really nice. Definitely modeled after a Martin, so smaller hands will like this. But also bigger hands won't feel like it's cramped. Feels really good. What do we got next? All right, next. This one is smaller and therefore less money. This one was the one I actually asked for first. But they're different. I was gonna say they're the same, but one's smaller. This one is different. This is satin, different type of wood here. So the first thing I want to show you is, look at these frets. It's hard to see, but I want you to see them. They have a little bit of a gold hue in them. This is very inexpensive fret material. This is what people say all the time when they talk about import guitars, like, oh, they use cheaper fret material. They can, and they do, but in most cases they don't. This does. This is a lower expense material. You can see how it's corroded. So this model is the Launch Series D75 SNT. It's also designed in the USA, but manufactured in China. This one comes in the natural, which is what you see here. It comes in a blue burst, if you will, like a blue burst, and then it comes in a traditional burst, which is like a sunburst. This one is $99.99. The body style is Starter Dreadnought. It is a basswood top, so interesting. Okay. So I'm sure it's laminate as well. It's got the X-brace pattern. It's a satin finish on the body and the neck. The neck shape is the Comfort Fit C. Interesting. This neck is thicker than that neck. Just a little bit. A little narrower, a little thicker. Kind of, okay. The nut material is compensated plastic. They're using the same type of material. This is a little less quality. You can just tell this is more of a plastic base. The nut width is also the same, 1.69 inches. 18-to-1 tuning keys. No way. I'm not feeling too good about that statement, but we'll see. But looking at the neck, we have a good amount of relief, which is good because we have a lot of action here. We have the action coming in at 3.25 millimeters. Let's go ahead, same thing as before. Let's go ahead and adjust the truss rod. Again, same 4mm Allen wrench. So this is a dual action truss rod as well. These frets are going to be more problematic. This is definitely, you can understand, if you're spending $100 on this guitar, this is just you're facilitating like, okay, I'll spend $100 and then they got to just work it on out, okay? If you buy a guitar like this and you care about the person who's going to play guitar, I don't think there's any problem buying this. I would imagine that this guitar sells new for $100, and when you're done, you put it on Craigslist, offer up for $50, and it's like renting a guitar for $50 for a year. Now we have the action coming in at 2.75 to 2.5. The neck is pretty straight. It's got a little bit of relief in it, and so we could tighten the truss rod a little bit more, but I'm not gonna, because I'm already getting a little bit of that sizzle. The benefit of this is, even though it's an in-house brand, you know, Guitar Center has a more incentive to want to take care of you as a customer now that they're selling lessons. Let's check all the frets and see if there's any high ones that's going to stop you from playing this guitar. Here we go. Again, impressive. No high frets. So in other words, we don't have one fret lifted out a little higher than the rest that's causing any dead notes. The sides feel okay, but of course we're going to do the sock test to see if a new guitar player could play this guitar without shredding up their hands. Let's go ahead, let's try the treble side, starting here. And I already can tell you right now, it's better than the full-size model. Looking at that, I'm gonna definitely call that a 3.5, but it feels almost like a 4. Go to the bass side. Start with the clean side. Oh, wow. And what we have here is one bad one. In fact, let me catch it. Yeah. Okay, so on the bass side, a little rougher. I can feel it on this side. Good news is you don't play on that side. Now, the main reason I wanted to do this video is because of this guitar. This is officially the least expensive acoustic guitar that Guitar Center sells at $99. Everything else that's $99 or less is in their used category. So, what does all this mean? Well, let's take a look. Let's get the other guitar. One of the things we have to factor in is the size. Obviously, the one here is a lot smaller. So if you have a smaller player, this is going to be a big difference. It is crazy to me how much difference $100 is. The difference between this guitar at $200 and this guitar at $100 is absolutely insane. This feels like a quality $200 instrument where I feel like if I spend $200, you'll get a lifetime out of this guitar. I really feel that way. Is this your campfire guitar? Is this the guitar that's around the house forever? Sure. This is definitely, you're on a budget. You just want to get into guitar or get you a small player into guitar. And this does the job. This one, so you know, has been a far cry better than a lot of the $99 acoustics I've seen. I would say if its size is not your issue, I would definitely go with the $200 guitar. The main takeaway from the video from me was I wanted to see if you could still buy quality instruments for $100 and $200. That's the answer to the video today. Yes, this guitar at $99, especially if you could get a discount or sale at Guitar Center, it's still possible in 2025 to buy guitars sub $200 from a chain music store and get something quality. So on that note, I want to thank you guys for your time. Till the next time, know your gear.